our different backgrounds, me coming from a general applied data science background, but I was a fall 22 admit, whereas Soumya was a spring 22 admit. So the golden rule is that during summer semester, students are allowed to work 40 hours a week at their on campuses, which is usually just 20 hours a week for international students. So it's bonus time to get that money.
Because I think that's where I learned a lot of things like data analysis using Python. So yeah, fall of 2022, the courseworks I had taken were DSCF 551, which is data management, and which is a core requirement in the ADS as well. Because I did switch to from CSDS, but I was required to complete the core requirements as the ADS students. And moving on, the second course was DSCF 560, which is Data Science Professional Practicum. 551 is a really light course load, so in case you want to take another heavy course load, you can definitely take it. But the homeworks are really nice, to be honest, because you learn again about SQL queries, but that seems a little repetitive, but it's good because some students learn it for the first time there in 551 class. And one added advantage of that class is along with the SQL queries, you also learn how to query data from Amazon EC2, the Elastic Cloud. So basically, that you get an experience into AWS as well, which is like really nice because the professor explains step by step, and like he even shows examples in class, and he uploads the data onto the cloud and tries querying it and getting data from his system. So that's a pretty cool class that way, because I guess a lot of ADS classes are application or tool based, which is in a way good because if you're going into an industry, you can put it on your resume saying that, okay, yeah, it was part of my curriculum, so I am familiar with this kind of a tool. So that's one thing I liked about 551. And 560, currently the professor has changed for that course. The professor I studied under, it was different, the curriculum. So our professor got industrial contact from outside with the capstone project. So that was more like an industry related project at the same time. And it was pretty useful because they come and present their problem statement, and you can, I mean, the person who came for us with the capstone project did provide us with a lot of options with the problem statement that, okay, he was like, okay, you can choose among these five topics. So, I mean, it'll depend on who's coming or how the curriculum has changed now. I'm not sure of that. But yeah, we chose one of the topics out of it, and we built a project front end and back end with the data analysis and data visualizations coming on the front end. We had to do the entire data collection, and like the entire project had to be done by us. So, which gives you a whole professional aspect of it, to be honest, and how an entire project is built on the data analyst side and the front end and back end side. So that was a good experience. Again, you have to like form teams in the class, and the first class you get to discuss your strengths and weaknesses, and based on your strengths you get to choose the temp members in your team. And so one thing with respect to like team selection in general, irrespective of the course, in case you're working in group projects, please don't go with your friends, choose new people and like please yeah, like Shreya says, please go choose new people in your class. That's how you build your network in like a university like USC. I know there are a lot of Indians, but still, like, you have to go out there and put yourself out there and, like, network. That's how it works. Because I was an introvert too. I was a very shy person too. Like, in my undergrad, people barely know if I existed or not. But then in USC, everyone knew, and I didn't know them because, like, I became a part of a club and everything. And it was like, I didn't know a lot of people, but everyone knew me. So that
Wow.
is how networking works. So please don't like, be like, oh, you're my friend, so we are gonna do the project together. No. Just go out there, make new friends, and like you might never know, you might know like learn something new from them as well. And that way it is easier because again, like learn what their strengths are and according to that you choose your teammate. Because if you, like, let's say I am not very good with front end, and there's another a person in my class who's great with front end, and like that person has done like great number of projects and like who's well experienced, let's say, then it's better that I have that person on my team, right? So always have that as a criteria to choosing members in your team. Please don't go with friends. And yeah, so that's with the fall semester. It went by too soon, and it was really hectic because it's just like 3 months and then you're like end. So please be very careful with the fall semester. It's very deceiving, the time frame. And that's the also the semester that a lot of fun events happen at campus. So don't miss them too. Be take part in them as well. Don't miss them because it's like really nice. We have a lot of events, and fall is like a pretty active semester in terms of studying and in terms of extracurricular. And you have the football matches as well. So, yeah, and at the same time, make sure you get to your academic advisors or reach out to your seniors and find out what courses you want to choose the next semester. Because I did the same as well, because I had an issue with choosing another course with 553, which because I wanted a lighter course load. And I ended up choosing predictive analytics, CS research colloquium, which is a 1 credit course, and the core requirement was 553. And yeah, spring semester was pretty hectic because 3 courses, but it was worth it. 553 is intense course load, the homeworks and like the slides, and but it has a really good content, and data mining is pretty essential for the major. So yep. And the last semester, again, like I had the same issue of choosing courses because I had absolutely no courses to choose from except for two. Two because one DSEF 599, which is special topics, which always exists. So special topics is where every semester a new course is added under special topics, so you never know what course it is. And the other course was DSCI 517 user research. That was a great course. And since I had completed one course in my first semester, I had to take only one course in my last semester. I didn't need to. And instead of 599, because the topic wasn't available at the time, the course, like the name of the course wasn't at all available. So I thought it was a little bit of risk, but I'm sure now they updated pretty sooner. So I went with the SCI 517, like out of no options. But yeah, it was a great course too.
Yeah, I heard you mention quite a lot of times medium course, light course, and heavy course load. So I just wanted to like clarify that for anyone who is watching and is not sure what that completely means. So usually courses at USC, they have a very different structure depending on which course it is. So, for instance, there are some courses which require you to take two midterms and a final. There are courses which do not have any midterms but directly have finals. And there are courses which mention in their syllabus like how the course structure goes along with the assignment deadlines, along with when there is a holiday in the course. So basically, before taking any course, if you go and check out the syllabus that is usually uploaded on the My Viterbi website, I'm not sure if I'm quoting the website correctly, but I'll put a link in the description to a website where you can go and check out the courses. And there you will have a PDF which you can download and read through each and every small detail, like when does assignment one go live, when is the submission, all of that. And also, these particular courses, you need to understand as to what is the frequency of submission that they expect. Some courses do not accept late submission at all. They want you to submit only on the deadline, so they have a hard deadline. Whereas there are some courses which give you like 5 or 6 days of penalty or like free days that you can use to your advantage. So penalty would be like if you take an extra day, they are going to deduct some percentage from your grade for that particular assignment. Free days are like, let's say you have 4 free days in the entire course. You can choose which assignment you want to use those 4 free days for. Some professors allow you to use the 4 free days for one assignment or if you want, but there are some professors who put in a limit saying that out of 4 free days you can use it for different assignments, but for one assignment you can use a maximum of 2 free days. So the remaining two will have to be used for some other assignment. So you need to understand all these things extremely well before you enroll for a course or put in for a declearance for that particular course. Also, Soumya mentioned that professors teaching the course keep changing based on the semester. There are some professors who are unavailable during spring, some who are unavailable during fall, and because of that, it is extremely important to also check which professor is teaching which course. And to understand that, again, the website that I'll be putting in the description will help you understand uh, the name of the professor who's teaching that course. It was that website during our time. If it's updated, I'll put all the different links to it. Also, you can use Rate My Professor, which is a great website wherein you can go and check what is the rating that is given by fellow peers or students who have taken the course in the past to that particular professor. Students are brutally honest on that website. So I would say that it's often a good way to get an idea of how the course is, because you might go through the course curriculum and be like, oh, this is easy peasy, I got this course. But then you go on Rate My Professor and you read that, oh, this professor has attendance compulsory, or let's say this professor does not provide any flexibility with regards to assignment submissions or something like that, and then you might have to reconsider your decision. So it's always advisable to ask seniors who might have taken that course if it is under the same professor again, because if the seniors have taken the course with some different professor, it wouldn't be the same because it differs from professor to professor. So yeah, use Rate My Professor, talk to seniors, and of course go through the course syllabus. These are three very important things whenever you're choosing a course in any master's program at USC. And yeah, that's about it. Now I'm going to ask a very interesting question to you, Soumya. Like, out of all the courses you took, which one is your favorite and why? And what is like one of the most memorable projects that you have done in data science till date?
My favorite coursework is obviously 552 DSML, because that summer, I guess that's when I came out of my introvert bubble after the first semester and made friends with everyone in class.
Mhm,
And I was fortunate enough to have like a study group too.
mhm,
And that really helped because like we used to all sit down and do the homework together. So
mhm,
it was like, okay, we went through this question. Okay, we tried to relate it with the slides or the lessons he had completed that week. And simultaneously, we used to start coding it. So
mhm,
that way, it was like a really nice learning journey for me in terms of like, especially in terms of Python, because in undergrad, it was just the basics. We
mhm,
never really used it intensely in like on big
mhm,
data sets. And 552 is fun because he also makes sure the professor gives like large data sets to work on. So that way you are familiarized, even if you go into a job, you work with big data sets or big data itself. So in that case, it really helps out. And yeah, so that was my favorite course, to be honest. And that, and even 551 as well, because AWS, because I'm a person who likes the practicals more. So yeah. So data tools were fun in those two classes.
Does that
And even
also
predictive analytics too, because that's pretty much a repetition of DSML, but out of no choice I had to take it. But it's a great fantastic course too, completely on machine learning. Yep. And my project would be my internship. So In 2023, unfortunately, I didn't get an internship in the industry. Instead, I created an internship for my own. So I was working in an on campus job as a front desk assistant, and uh, they had data, and then I proposed them with an idea saying that, okay, you can do this with your data. You can have these kind of data insights that can be generated from it. And they were like, okay, yeah, you can take, we will be ready to give you an internship. We want to see how it goes. So yep, that's like an interesting project for the first time like I worked on. And like I literally like had the whole ideology and everything, and then I presented to them, and like I gave them the numbers, and they were really happy because that actually helped them make changes in the next semester in terms of scheduling and making sure there's availability for the students on like a particular time. Because sometimes when the students used to walk in, the particular service that they were offering wasn't available, and they were like, okay, probably in this time this particular thing was more important, so we'll make sure it's available for them. So yep, that's one thing. And I used to work at USC Korchak Center, which is a fantastic place for anyone, for any student, irrespective of whether they're undergrad or masters, because that's a place that sits you down and teaches you time management and organization skills like a kid. So you just walk in with them, and like you just say, okay, I'm having issues with like scheduling my tasks, and I don't prioritize them at all. They sit down and like tell you like, hey, you have to do this. And they even like have like good academic coaches there, and they create a schedule for you, and they'll be like, okay, try to fit like whatever is important, prioritize your tasks and give it. So I guess it's a great place because I myself, like, I worked there, but then I had learned a lot from them. So yeah, that's one fantastic place where people can go, and there's a lot of resources there that,
Mhm.
I mean, even just like accessing their website will give them access to all of those.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that I think you gave a very well-rounded answer and also ended it with a very nice resource from your side for everyone who's watching. But speaking about myself, I would say one of my favorite courses at USC was, I guess, the user experience design and strategy course, UI UX, which I took in fall, and I had taken it unexpectedly, but it was extremely nice because they taught us the foundational level things about what goes into a consumer's mindset, and like what is effective design, what is ineffective design. It was not very similar to the courses that are usually there in the applied data science track. And from the start itself, we were made to think in that class, and that is something I really loved. It had a very unconventional approach to teaching, wherein we were asked to group and create problem statements that we were passionate about, and then develop a prototype based on that problem statement. And my one of my favorite projects that I've done in USC also comes from that particular course, because I remember that we had RTCC in our campus where there are multiple food outlets, and usually at the end of the day, the food from those outlets is usually discarded, or the on campus student workers are asked to take it home. I felt that that could become a very important topic for my project, and then I made an app which was called as um, the food app, wherein I was trying to the name of the app that we gave was Trophy, which means a Greek word for food. And because USC is all about Greek mythology, like we have the Trojan horse, we have all the Trojans, we named it Trophy. And then in that particular food app, we made sure that whatever outlets had additional stuff remaining at the end of the day, they could put that on the app. And then university students who face a lot of struggle in relation to food or to meet their daily dietary requirements, because they are so busy juggling assignments and studying at the same time, on campus jobs. So we felt that if the university students could avail that particular benefit from the remaining food before it was thrown away and in a good condition, that would serve a dual purpose of both sustainability and at the same time providing the daily nutrition to students. So that was all the app was about. And in the end, we had to make a lot of iterations to that particular food app because there were certain small things that played a key factor that we were taught in the project, like the way we had designed our, let's say, order button on the app, or the way we had designed the checkout option, whether it was obvious to the users. We had to interview different students and people around to understand and get their feedback on the app. So I felt that this project was something totally different than what I was used to, usually sitting behind a screen and coding stuff. So, yeah, definitely. I think that was one of my favorite projects at USC. But trying to sum things up because we covered a lot of topics, I would want to ask you, Soumya, for anyone who is coming to their master's in data science at any university, what would you say are the top things that they should focus on practicing or maybe working on while they have time in their undergrad, or maybe when they are in their final year? Anything that you want to advise?
I guess it would be having a schedule, because I guess that teaches you a lot of discipline, and in a way, it also builds habits for you and make sure you get things done on time. So having a schedule, and second of all, preparing for the next semester prior semester itself. Like declearance is one aspect that already teaches us that, but apart from that, in terms of like your job timings, what time you want to schedule it, like does it clash with your class timings, don't go in the last moment and try to change everything up. That shows a lot about your time scheduling than everything else scheduling, like being chosen. So always like notify them. If you're a non-campus job, let them know that hey, next semester I have to take these courses, there's no other choice, and these are the times that might be like clashing. It's better to go and tell them. And if you're not showing up somewhere for anything, irrespective of a meeting, your group meetings, or your on campus job, please let them know prior. Like, give them, don't just like bunk out and like, be like, oh, I'm just gonna like rest up and stuff. No, give them a valid reason, like you're sick or you're really like done for the day, like you're like too tired. Then it's a valid enough reason, because it's like a busy semester, all the semesters are busy, sometimes you can not make it, but at least try to be there online or virtually, because that is possible now from anywhere. And yeah, like again, in group projects, please don't be this person who's like not contributing at all. That's one thing, because at the end of the day, there are like some students who stand up for themselves, and you will be standing in front of the professor saying that you've not done anything in the project. And professors are pretty fair enough in USC. They will kick you out of the project and they'll be like, do the project on your own. So that's gonna happen too. So please have fair contribution to your group projects. Don't fool around with that. And that's a learning journey for you, because at the end of the year, I mean, like whoever is fooling around is going to be the fool at the end of the day. So please be very careful with that. And second of all, I would say that make friends with different people. Don't create a group and stick to that group. Please go out and make friends with different people. That's when you get to learn different cultures, and like you will get to explore a lot of things at USC that way itself. So please make friends with everyone and anyone in your class apart from your group of friends. Your group of friends are also important, but outside that group is also important. So that's one thing. And I wanted to add one point. That's a great project, Shreya, by the way. But USC Basic Needs is also another resource that provides students healthy food. So in case any of you want to like register for it, they will give you a particular code, and you can go get your basic groceries for the week. It is limited because there's a lot of students signing up for that, and we're fortunate that USC is even providing it.
Mhm.
So that's one good resource too. And well, in if you're in your undergrad, please be motivated to know what you want to do, especially your major. Please, as international students, it is not very easy to switch your semesters multiple times. I mean, once, yes, that's possible because I also did it, but no, don't do it multiple times. It reflects badly on your side. You have to be decisive at least when you're in your masters.
Mhm.
Undergrad, it's fine. You can like go around exploring in different schools. But please be very decisive. And before you come for your masters, make your academic plan. That was one mistake that I didn't do. But always make your academic plan, just like see what courses you're interested in and reach out to your seniors prior of time and ask them what the course is about and how they felt about it and who was their professor and like everything, all the information that you can get from them. Ask them to even email your email the syllabus to you so that
Mhm.
you get to know like if it is changed or still the same. You will have a lot of information that you can get from your seniors. And yeah, otherwise, time management. I guess that's one major improvement everyone needs. So yeah, please be careful with your time because it does come bite you later if you don't have enough importance for it. So yeah, that's one thing. And please explore around too. Don't be a nerd. Please explore around LA, and Cali is a beautiful state. So please explore around as well. And please make friends out of your groups. Make friends with everyone, irrespective of their nationality or anything. Making new friends teaches you the kind of people outside in the world. So that teaches you a lot of lessons. Inside campus, they're all nice, they're all kind, but outside it's not. So get all the kindness and like love you can from the campus itself. Outside is not good. And
Oh.
outside is definitely not good, it's brutal. And yeah, with respect to internships, networking is the only way for you guys to get it. There are a lot of clubs at USC. Go engage in those and be a part of them because that again adds to your profile in terms of experiences. And in a way, you get to learn a lot of things from your clubs too. Like I myself have learned a lot of things and a lot of networks. Like I'm still in touch with all of them, and it has built my LinkedIn network to a massive extent, I'll be honest. And in a way, I guess clubs help you. It's an easier way to network because you won't have that many population of students belonging to at least the same interest or same majors as you. So it is easier. You might get contacts. You might be like, oh, this person got an internship at this company. Why don't I try it out? Or try to get a referral from someone. Okay, you might be like, okay, I'll get a referral from this person and try and apply for this company, kind of a thing. So try to attend all the professional events, and their career fairs are really good at USC as well. So always take their LinkedIn contacts from them as so that you can like reach out to them later. And another thing would be there are a lot of labs at USA. So try to like, engage in one because that also adds to your profile. And it's a different experience too because the labs here at USC are too good, and there are different labs you can explore out too, like not just Viterbi sometimes. Even Marshall's has a lot of labs you can go work at. So, and some of them have the convenient way of, the mode of work that is remote. So sometimes they even provide that too. You don't have to go to campus every time. So that's an added advantage as well. And academic plan, internships, full-time jobs, networking. I guess we're pretty much done with everything.
Yeah, I think you covered like a lot of important soft skills, Soumya, right? From time management, academic planning, making friends, working and contributing during projects. I know you have something to add, but before that, I just want to mention some of the technical skills because you covered the soft skills so beautifully. I would say that in terms of technical skills, the top 5 or 6 things to focus on are as follows. So the first one is going to be a proficiency in any coding language of your choice, preferably Python if you're leaning towards a data science background, but it's okay if you have a background in object-oriented programming, such as C or Java, any languages like that, because ultimately, if you have proficiency in one coding language, it should be easier for you to transition to the other ones because it's just a syntax. But yeah, make sure you're very proficient and have a grasp over one particular coding language. Second would be that make sure that you do some certifications about cloud because right now it's gaining a lot of importance. So if you can get that out of way, like you can give your certifications for Amazon Cloud or GCP or even Azure DevOps, any of those, and that would give you a very big edge when you're applying to your internships or any technical positions because certifications are something that really count if they are, with a limited expiry date. Like these certifications that I mentioned in cloud usually have a 1 or 2 year expiry date, after which you have to renew them after taking the exam again. So it ensures that anyone who's taking these certifications is maintaining their knowledge up to date every 2 years. So that's one hack that I would say to get your profile noticed. The next one would be data visualization tools. Maybe get a certification in Tableau or Power BI because these are some of the widely used data visualization tools. And even if you are not that much into data visualization, it's a very important skill set when you're presenting in companies or even when you're making projects for your masters. So I would highly recommend Tableau or Power BI. You could choose either of them and try and learn them. Also, SQL is extremely important because usually most of the interviews in internships as well as full-time jobs for data science positions require proficiency in SQL. So you can solve some problems on LeetCode, HackerRank, any of those coding platforms and make sure that you're able to solve up to medium or to hard level problems so that that becomes very easy for you. Some courses, like Soumya mentioned, data management, do have SQL as well as I think database systems. CSCI 585 also had SQL in their homeworks. So that could come in extremely handy. I would also say that try reading different articles on Medium because they provide insights into what's happening in the field of data science and people try to break it down in very easy terms. Of course, when you're coming for your master's, be prepared to work late at nights if the project demands it. But I would say if you start your assignment on day one of when it is released, which is very tough because it's a very ideal thing to say that starting the assignment on day one, because usually the assignments have 2 to 3 week period to them for submission because they are that complex. You need to read up, you need to learn new stuff and implement it. So if you don't start on day one, then you're going to have to stay up late at nights. But if you put a system wherein you are doing your assignments consistently, I think you should be fine and you wouldn't have to pull all-nighters except for really tough assignments. But yeah, also I would say that when you're at USC or any other university for your master's, please don't be afraid to ask. That is something I feel that I was very hesitant to do as a student earlier, but then experiences of landing an on campus job, an internship, taught me that asking is extremely important. Even if you don't understand something, it's okay to wait back after lectures and ask the professors because usually the professors wait for around and half an hour or an hour to explain students who have any questions. Also, there are teaching assistants in the university and associated with every course. So you can go to their office hours and ask your doubts and get them cleared. For 553, which was a relatively tough subject, it had a lot of numerical based stuff, which I was not pretty confident because we were not explained all of that in depth uh, during our lectures. So I used to make sure that I attended the office hours, solved the problems in front of TA, or solved it before the office hours and showed it to TA to verify if the answers were correct. So all that really helps. And also make sure that you make your master's journey a wholesome experience. Like only doing assignments or only doing an on campus is not going to be enough. Make sure that you enjoy LA, you enjoy the time with your friends, and at the same time also stay connected with your family and friends back in your hometown. But yeah, I would just say that um, be prepared to work hard consistently, and at the same time ask when you don't know stuff. And there will be people that you will find, or at least resources that will make this journey more easy and smooth for you. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on this. Back to you, Soumya, for the thing that you wanted to add.
So one other thing was hackathons. There are a lot of hackathons that happens on campus, especially for the women engineers. It's Athena Hacks.
Mhm.
It's beginner friendly as well, so if you've never attended a hackathon, then please go for it. That gives you like a good perspective of what happens at a hackathons, and the environment is like really friendly as well. So it's a good experience. So I would say Athena Hacks is one good thing. Apart from that, there are a lot of like small conferences or talks that happen as well. So please attend them too.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of speakers come on campus and they share a lot of stuff that is based on different topics. But all in all, I would like to thank you, Soumya, for being a part of today's podcast, sharing so many insights with us and explaining everything down to the T, making sure that it's so detailed. And I think you touched and discussed some really important points. And I think that if any of y'all have more questions that are related to data science or any other stream, maybe CS data science, and you want to know more about transitioning or what course is actually good, please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section below. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. And also, I'll put the LinkedIn profiles of me and Soumya in the description so that if anyone wants to reach out to us, they can. We'll try our best to reply to each one of you. And if not, we will have another episode on this podcast where we'll answer all those questions. But yeah, so that's all from my side. Thank you once again, Soumya, for joining me today.